What's up YouTube, Manuel here and welcome to another video of Lifestyles and Sneakers. Today we're going to be doing a very detailed review on this 90s retro, the Air Max Penny 1. So let's go! Before we continue with the video, I just want to remind you that we have an ongoing giveaway. We're giving away a sneaker of your choice in your shoe size. All you need to do is watch every single one of our videos from October 1st to October 31st, and the rest of the mechanics will be on the description box below. To start off, let me give you some history about the person behind these signature sneakers. Anthony Hardaway, or Penny Hardaway, was drafted in the NBA in 1994 as the third overall pick, and he played for the Orlando Magic together with Shaq. During the 90s, the Penny signature line was one of the most highly coveted signature sneakers on that time. Penny Hardaway was one of the superstars in the 90s, but unfortunately, his career was cut too short because of injuries. And even though he was no longer playing, he was the only retired player, apart from Michael Jordan, that continued his signature sneakers even after he retired. And his most recent signature sneakers, the Penny 6, was only released in 2015, way later after his playing time in the NBA. In the mid-90s, this particular sneakers was considered way ahead of his time. So apart from the Air Jordan brand, Penny signature sneakers were one of the best. It was the first signature sneakers that had Air Zoom on the forefoot and Air Max on the heel, similar to most of the LeBron sneakers nowadays. Imagine guys, that was like almost 25 years ago. That's how way ahead of time these sneakers were. This colorway is not actually the original or the OG colorway of these Air Max Penny 1s. The original colorway was the Orlando colorway, which is black and blue. And the Orlando colorway retroed already 3 times. The first time was in 2000, the second time was in 2007, and the most recent one was in 2011. It produced about 21 other colorways of this silhouette. I won't be surprised if they release another retro of the OG colorway, which is the Orlando colorway, next year, because it's gonna be the 25th anniversary of these sneakers. As I mentioned earlier, Penny had 6 signature sneakers, and apart from those 6, he has 3 other notable sneakers that he wore and made famous. And these are the Nike Air Flight 1. These sneakers were actually one of the best during that time. And these were the only sneakers outside of the Jordan brand that Michael Jordan wore during his playing time in the NBA. But if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. He also made these sneakers famous, which is the Nike Air Up. I also love these sneakers, and I hope they retro this again because this is one of the sneakers that I really love. And the last one is the Foamposites. Up to this moment, they're still releasing a lot of Foamposites, although it died down. There was a time when the Foamposites were the most highly coveted sneakers of Nike. So Penny Hardaway wore the first ever Foamposite, which is the Foamposite 1. So now let's move on to the signature sneakers of Penny. So the first in his signature line is the Air Max Penny 1, which is this one, but this is the OG colorway. Then these are the Penny 2s, the Penny 3s, the Penny 4s, the Penny 5s, and the Penny 6. So now that you know the history of Penny, let's look in closer on these sneakers and see what's special about them. I'm kind of disappointed on how they did the retros of these because I feel like the materials that they use on the upper is kind of cheap. The base of this particular sneakers was done in a plasticky synthetic leather, which is actually, I mean, from afar it looks good, but if you feel it, it's not really that premium. And it has an overlay of felt material, a very thick felt material that is really rough. I think they were trying to give a suede-like feel, but it didn't work. This one feels a bit rough. The heel part also has this cheap leather in white. And the heel tab is just like a ribbon. One of the things or the materials that I like about these sneakers are the tongue because it's in mesh. It gives more breathability on the sneakers because the original Air Max Penny doesn't have a mesh tongue. It has a solid tongue and it doesn't give you a lot of ventilation and breathability. I also like the jeweled swoosh on the lateral side and on the toe area. And the most significant part of these sneakers that I really like is of course the 3M hits. So this piping or lining over here is in 3M material, plus this pad over here on the top of the tongue is actually in 3M reflective wear. Now let's go to the midsole. So the midsole is made out of this Phylon material, which is actually soft in a way, but it's still stiff. You cannot really like bend this. But the good thing about this Phylon material that extends to the lateral side is that it gives you more support so that your feet is locked down. So on the lateral side, it's a bit higher. This is actually a signature of the Penny sneakers. Most of the Penny sneakers have a bit of support where the midsole extends to the lateral side. And then on the medial side, it's a little bit more extended as well. It's not as high as the lateral side, but it gives you the support that you need. Now inside the midsole is where these sneakers really stands out, especially during its time in 1995, because as mentioned earlier, they were the first sneaker that combined Air Zoom unit on the forefoot and the Air Max unit or the 180 Air Max unit on the heel. It really gives you a lot of cushioning, especially during that time when most of the sneakers are really stiff and not really that comfortable. So yeah, like I mentioned, it's way ahead of its game. One of the things I like about these sneakers is the outsole. As you can see, you have a very big swoosh underneath towards the forefoot, and on the heel you will see this exposed air bubble. And during that time, this was such a big hit. Correct me if I'm wrong, for those of you 90s kids, was this the first sneaker that released the exposed air bubble underneath or on the outsole? Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, yeah, during that time, this was such a big hit. It has a 180 air bubble plus a big bubble in the middle, so it really gives you a lot of bounce. And the outsole itself is really thick, as you can see. Now the traction on these sneakers, from what I heard, is really good, even though it doesn't have the herringbone pattern, which is mostly on all the sneakers. The laces of these sneakers is just your plain thin rope laces. Nothing really spectacular, just simple. Now the sock liner is just your plain black soft cotton material. It's not really that heavily padded compared to the OG sneakers. And there's one thing I noticed about these sneakers that is almost similar to the Air Jordan 34s, which I will talk about more during my review on that sneakers. Now the insole is just plain black with the logo of Penny and the fire on top, because these are actually a Miami Heat colorway. So guys, that's about it. I think I've covered everything. This is our very detailed review on the materials and technology of these sneakers. I'm doing a follow-up video on these to give my on-feet review and if you can wear this casually or for lifestyle. So check it out later, and if you're watching this on a later date, I'll be posting the link on top. So guys, before we end this video, I just want to remind you all that we have an ongoing giveaway. We're giving away a sneaker of your choice in your shoe size. Please check all the mechanics on the description box down below. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please press the thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please press the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Follow us on all our social media accounts. Until next time.